everyone. My name is Maelyn Davis, and I'm here on my video show called Being Homeless. And I'm here with Bishop John E. Williams, and we're talking about the homeless.
Thanks for having me. As you know, I'm a pastor here in Philadelphia as well as in Camden, New Jersey, and we do have interactions with the homeless.
So in helping the homeless, what things do you give them?
Well, we've done a number of different projects to help the homeless. We've given them clothes, lots of free clothes at both churches. We've fed them. We've had cookouts where we fed them hamburgers and hot dogs, pretzels, sodas, water ice. One of my members here has her own water ice truck, so she'll drive it over to Camden and we'll just pay her to give away the stuff free. We also have clothing drives. We have a food drive here at this church, a pantry downstairs where we store up food. So we've done all those things to try to help the homeless.
Okay, my interest is in toiletry.
Yeah, that's a special project that we have over in Camden where one of the young ladies, Shirley Lewis by name, came up with the idea of collecting toiletries from excess hotel stays wherever you go. If you stay in a hotel, you know they give you all those free little containers to bring them back and collect a large number of them and be able to give it out to homeless people as needed. So we've had different community days where we share these items, and then sometimes it's just on an individual basis when someone comes into the church.
Mm-hmm. Now, for those who do not know what a toiletry is, could you explain to them?
Well, that's like your soap, your shampoo, your mouthwash, your toothpaste, little things that can help you with your hygiene. You know, hygiene is a difficult problem when you're homeless, so having that avenue available to them can help.
Mm-hmm. Would you tell them the time, when you give these things out and where?
We don't have a specific time. What we do is we set up community days to help people, and then we have our normal service times or times where we're at church when somebody might just come in and say, I need help.
Is this your gift? A lot of us have gifts that God has given us, but is this a gift of yours?
I don't call it a gift. I just believe that ministry is something that God has assigned to our lives as part of the church. Jesus, when he was here, he said, the poor you have with you always. Not indicating that that's what he wants, but indicating that there's always an opportunity to help somebody else, to love on somebody else. There's always those that are less fortunate that you can assist somewhere, somehow along the way.
Oh, okay. All right. Would you elaborate it a little more? You said you had something to say.
In a couple of things. First of all, this church here in Philadelphia was started with the title Mission of Love 50-some years ago. My dad came to this city, and that is just what we're about, ministering to as many people as possible. Some of the challenges can be that, let's say you want to give somebody that's homeless food. You could possibly give them canned food or dry goods, but if they don't have a place to cook it, then it's a problem. If they don't have can openers, then it's a problem. So sometimes we try to get the cans that you can pop open the lid and you don't necessarily need a can opener. They're homeless and you want to give them a lot of clothes, but where are they going to put those clothes once you give it to them? So that's part of the struggle. And then there's the whole another level of the emotional mental health. And I think the church now is starting to move into those areas to see how we can help people with their emotional mental health. A lot of services are available to homeless people, but sometimes they don't take advantage of them because they become somewhat restrictive. You have to be in the shelter at a certain time, and you have to behave a certain way, and if they choose not to, then they won't stay in the shelter. They won't eat the food that's there for them. They'll just wander the streets. And then we also have the problems with addiction, with drugs and alcohol. Sometimes individuals will refuse food, refuse clothing or help only because they want money so they can go back and sustain their addiction.
Okay. Would you mind giving us your address, the name of your church?
The name of this church here in Philadelphia is the Way of the Cross Church at 4647 North Broad Street. Phone number is 215-455-4685. And the church in Camden is Refuge Temple. Way of the Cross Church. It's 1107 Kane Avenue, and the phone number there is 267-528-4681.
Thank you.